All right, let's talk about something that affects every single one of us: stress. But we're going to look at it in a way you probably haven't before, not just as this modern-day problem, but as a seriously powerful, ancient tool that's hardwired into our DNA.
You know, the source material for this explainer just nails it with this one line. Stress is an ancient superpower that is slowly killing you. And that really captures the whole paradox, doesn't it? How can the very thing designed to save your life also be the thing that's quietly destroying it? That's what we're going to unpack.
So to really get how this amazing superpower went so wrong, we have to rewind the clock. I mean, way back to see what stress was originally designed for.
So what is stress, really? At its most basic level, it's your body's emergency override switch. It's a response to a stressor, anything that's dangerous or challenging. Its one and only job is to keep you in balance, what scientists call homeostasis, by giving you this massive temporary power-up to survive a threat.
Okay, so picture this. We're going back 50,000 years. Let's meet our ancestor. We'll call him the Bear Smasher. He's just chilling by the fire, and then bam, a saber-toothed tiger lunges into his camp. This, right here, is the exact moment his superpower kicks in.
And in a split second, this incredible biological chain reaction fires off. Or his brain spots the tiger and just floods his system with adrenaline. His heart starts pounding, his breathing gets faster, all the energy goes straight to his muscles. Pain? He barely feels it. His senses are razor sharp. If the fight drags on, cortisol jumps in to manage his fuel, shutting down anything that's not essential, like digestion, or literally becomes a temporary superhuman. And then, once the tiger is dealt with, the rest and digest system kicks on, and his body starts to heal. For that kind of threat, the system is absolutely perfect.
Okay, now let's slam on the brakes and fast forward 50,000 years to right now. Here's the problem. Our world has changed a lot, but our biology, it hasn't caught up. Our ancient stress response is now facing modern problems it was never, ever built for.
And this slide just perfectly lays out the mismatch. The ancient stressor, the tiger, was physical, it was rare, and it demanded you do something, fight or run, and it had a clear ending. You either won or you didn't. But a modern stressor, like a nasty email, it's abstract, it's constant, you can't fight it or run from it, and there's often no real end in sight. But your body, it hits the exact same panic button.
And let's be real, our modern-day tigers are lurking everywhere. They're that looming project deadline, that nightmare traffic jam, the endless stream of bad news on your phone. Every single one of these triggers a tiny little burst of that same ancient survival response, and they just stack up, day after day, keeping our emergency systems constantly buzzing.
So this is the absolute key to the whole thing. That amazing superpower was only meant for short life-or-death sprints. It was never ever designed to be switched on for days, weeks, or months at a time. And when it is, it turns into chronic stress, which might just be one of the most dangerous conditions for us modern humans.
And this is where we get to the price we pay. When your fight or flight system is always on and your rest and digest system is always off, well, that superpower that was designed to save you starts to systematically tear you apart from the inside out.
And let me be super clear about this. The damage isn't just in one place. That constant flood of stress hormones is a full-on systemic attack on your entire being. We're talking about your physical health and the actual wiring of your brain.
Physically, the toll is just brutal. Your muscles are always tight, which leads to back pain and headaches. Your digestion is a mess because your body thinks it's not a priority. Your metabolism goes haywire, storing more belly fat. Your blood vessels take a beating, which raises your risk for a heart attack or stroke. And your immune system, it gets totally confused. It gets weaker at fighting off actual germs, but goes into overdrive with inflammation.
And mentally, it's just as bad, if not worse. Your brain literally rewires itself to favor those quick, knee-jerk reactions instead of calm, clear thinking. You're way more likely to make bad decisions, snap at someone or reach for junk food. Your memory gets fuzzy, you just become a less capable, less wise version of yourself. And over time, that's a slippery slope into anxiety and depression.
And here's the real trap. Chronic stress makes you worse at solving the very problems that are causing the stress. It's this horrible, vicious cycle that can feel totally impossible to break out of. But, and this is a big but, it is not impossible. We can learn to manage this incredibly powerful tool. This isn't about getting rid of stress completely.
It's about learning how to use it right and, just as important, how to turn it off. It's about taming that inner tiger.
So the big question is, how do we actually do that? How do we take back control of this superpower and stop it from running our lives? Well, the good news is, there are some really clear, practical things you can start doing right away.
All right, let's break down the game plan. First, just listen to your body. If you feel stressed, guess what? You are stressed. Don't ignore it. Second, you have to schedule relaxation. That rest and digest time isn't being lazy. It's critical maintenance for your body. Third, and this is probably the most important one, remove the stressor whenever you can. And fourth, don't be afraid to ask for help. Sometimes an outside perspective is exactly what you need.
I'm going to say that again because it is the most powerful takeaway here. The single best way to deal with stress is to get rid of the thing that's causing it. I know it sounds obvious, but so often we just try to cope with things that we could actually just eliminate.
So what does this actually look like? Well, it can be small stuff, like deleting that social media app that always makes you feel anxious, or unfollowing news sources that just bum you out. Or, yes, sometimes it means making bigger moves, like planning your exit from a toxic job. Things like mindfulness and meditation are also amazing tools for teaching that ancient part of your brain that an angry email is not, in fact, a saber-toothed tiger. At the end of the day, life is always going to throw curveballs at you. The goal isn't some impossible stress-free fantasy life. The real goal is to use stress when you need it and then get really, really good at recovering, at getting to the other side of it, so your body can heal and get back in balance.
So I'll leave you with this. Stress is your birthright. It's an incredible evolutionary superpower. The only question is, are you using it or is it using you? Thanks for watching.